So edition 30 of the Exponential Blueprint. Today is the 30th of July. So the newsletter is about the $13 trillion market that's been ignoring you, but just for now. Okay, so remember, you're not too small, you're just not visible yet. Now, this week, our sponsor is Pacaso. Have a look at it. It's an innovative business when it comes to housing innovation. Okay, and let's come to the headline. Now, what is this $13 trillion market that you've been locked out of? Now, believe it or not, there is a market that no one is talking about because everyone is talking about either the very top or the very bottom. The very top is effectively the public stock market, where you will find all the businesses that are effectively listed on the stock market. Now, there you will find obviously the US stock exchange, you find the UK stock exchange, you will find stock exchanges all over the world, And these companies are on the news every day. Everyone is talking about them. Everyone is buying and selling shares about these companies. Now, what's the opposite of this? We also see startups. There's lots of news, lots of excitement about companies that haven't started yet. And again, that's not the majority of the economy because let's not forget what really drives the economy. They are the companies in the middle, not necessarily the ones that everyone knows about. I mean, obviously, those are the big giants that we know all about, like Apple, Microsoft, Disney, Coca-Cola. But what about all those businesses that are not doing $1 billion per annum? They're not doing 100 million. They are not doing 10 million. They're doing 5 million, but they are not visible at all to anyone. And no one is talking to them about. There's no capital markets for them. Now, we've got a solution for you today, which is private intermittent market. Now, the newsletter will start by giving you some information about how big is the private market. So there are 215,000 private equity and venture capital backed companies, for example. So not nearly as many as the economy would need to back effectively. So the capital market lockout, we find so many times we call it the invisible founders, okay? Now, if you're a founder and you're scaling a business, sometimes you will feel invisible to anyone. You speak to the bank, you speak to anyone, a founder or an investor, you will find like a barrier in front of you because no one, let's be frank, no one cares about a boring business that actually drives the economy with jobs and obviously with all the products and innovation that come out of it. So there is really a gap here because many of you will feel that, especially the small and medium enterprises, they just struggle with this, yeah. And this is why I wanted to bring to your attention a new initiative that I've started to undertake with my network. It's called intermittent trading. Okay. Now, intermittent trading can revolutionize capital markets for small businesses effectively. Now, what is the name that we give to this market? It's a bit of a difficult to remember name. It's called PICES, which is PISCES, which is it's called like the private intermittent security control exchange system. So it's quite complicated to remember. But what you need to remember most of all is that you don't need to have your shares continuously trading on the stock market. And for that privilege, you usually have to spend $500,000 just to get admitted, sometimes even more. And every year you have to spend a few hundreds of thousands, let alone the compliance that you have to obviously follow when you do that. With private intermittent trading instead, what we have is a totally different type of scenarios where the trading is not continuous. For example, the frequency is not like every day or every minute of the day. You can actually decide, when your shares are going to be trading. Then obviously you have the cost is infinitely lower. So this is why, we wanted really to alert on this, because a big opportunity. But what's the benefit against the cost? The benefit is that you're going to be able to have visibility on the valuation of your business. You're going to have visibility also on how much your business is worth in front of the banks, in front of investors. You'll be able to attract employees to employee share scheme. The disclosure requirements are much lower than, for example, in public trading. Share availability, the shares are only available on specific trading windows. You don't just have, the trading from 8 o'clock in the morning until 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. You just decide when you want to trade them. Obviously, visibility, the company valuation, as we were saying before, is so important because that gives you an opportunity to just go in front of the bank, say, well, this is the money I need to get funded for my project, and the bank will be able to say, well, wow, that's your valuation, and we understand, what you're going to do with this money, for example. Yeah, are you going to grow your business effectively? Now, obviously, we're talking about the access, the employee motivation. Don't forget, one of the big things about having the shares trading, you can actually create employee share scheme, which can be a big difference to the business productivity, to the motivation, and so on. With this new edition, I wanted to give you also some real stories. One is glamorous. It's about NVIDIA. Now, believe it or not, NVIDIA changed the life of 6,000 people by effectively starting an employee share scheme that went on. And NVIDIA is worth trillions with only less than 30,000 employees. And then there's another example about another small business, less well known. You'll be able to read all about this on the newsletter. There's also a video in which I introduce private stock market expert like James Hunt. Now, James Hunt is joining me for a podcast. You will be able to watch this podcast in the next few days and weeks as well. And we're planning to do also a live webinar in September so we can answer all your questions. So in essence, what we're talking about here is the exponential blueprint triangle that is our recipe for success. And this exponential blueprint triangle is our recipe that we have started to educate entrepreneurs on since 2017. Don't forget you got access to this through our website. You can click here, for example. There are limited seats available for this, so don't hesitate to ask questions about this, because every month we reach a total limit of people who can enroll, and then we cannot go any further because we don't believe in mass education. We believe in really selectivity when it comes to education. We want really people to benefit from what we do. We don't want to inform you. We want to transform you. Okay. And as usual, this week you have the expert corner from the M&A expert from Indonesia. So we have Margaret Bowles. Margaret Bowles is an expert in M&A. She's done 14 transactions. So you can watch the full webinar, which is about 1 hour. So be able to see how you should go about starting mergers and acquisition in your business. And we are anticipating what's coming in future edition. We're going to be talking so much more about private intermittent trading. And perhaps, we're going to help you to do your first share sale in your business without doing an IPO. Okay. Don't need to do an IPO. You don't need hundreds of thousands of pounds to get started with this. We're going to give you access to something that is a lot more functional, a lot less expensive. Don't forget to join the other 43,000 people who are already subscribed to our YouTube channel, where you will find so much information, actually so much more transformation, I should say. You will find podcasts that I have realized in the last few weeks. There are some more coming. So there will always be something new coming in. Now, with this, I really wanted to thank you for your attention. It's been exhilarating with 22,000 people who are now trusting our newsletter. if we have to calculate the engagement of people in the newsletter, which is about 40% open rate, we are at about top 5% in the UK for finance newsletter. So thank you so much for listening to this YouTube video as well. I'm just going to wait to see your comments about the newsletter on this video, and also from the edition that will go out as usual on Wednesday at 2 o'clock UK time, which is also 9 o'clock in the morning Eastern time, New York. Thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Click the button to the right, so you will be able to subscribe and be able to enjoy our video, our education. Thank you very much. Bye for now.